In the year 3127, the Galactic Union of Civilized Worlds, GUCW, authorized an expedition to a remote and enigmatic planet called Earth. This world, tucked away in the far reaches of the Milky Way, had long been classified as a Class 13 Deathworld, a term reserved for planets so hazardous that survival seemed impossible. Despite its ominous classification, Earth remained shrouded in mystery, largely avoided by the galaxy's many civilizations. The few reports that trickled out from those who dared to venture too close were filled with tales of a strange, resilient species known as humans, but little concrete information was available. The expeditionary force, led by Commander Xylar of the Zephyrin race, was one of the most formidable in the galaxy. The Zephyrans were a highly advanced species, known for their technological prowess and cautious approach to exploration. Xylar had handpicked the crew of the Elysium, a state-of-the-art starship equipped with the latest in stealth technology and defensive systems. Among the crew were scientists, engineers, soldiers, and diplomats, each chosen for their expertise in navigating and surviving hostile environments. As the Elysium approached Earth, the crew marveled at the planet's beauty. From space, it appeared as a jewel, with swirling clouds, vast blue oceans, and verdant continents. But the crew knew better than to be deceived by its tranquil appearance. Earth's designation as a Class 13 Deathworld was not given lightly, and they were prepared for the worst. The Elysium descended into Earth's atmosphere under the cover of its cloaking field, heading for a region known as the Amazon rainforest. This location had been selected due to its dense biodiversity, which the crew believed would provide valuable data on the planet's unique ecosystem. They landed in a clearing deep within the forest, quickly setting up a secure perimeter around their base camp. The crew wasted no time beginning their research. They deployed drones and sensor arrays to gather data on the local flora and fauna. The initial findings were both fascinating and unsettling. The Amazon was teeming with life, much of it unlike anything the crew had ever encountered. There were massive predators, some larger than the Zephyrans themselves, insects that carried deadly toxins, and plants that seemed almost sentient in their aggressive defense mechanisms. One of the first creatures they encountered was a jaguar, a powerful feline predator with razor-sharp claws and teeth. The crew observed as it stalked through the jungle, effortlessly navigating the dense undergrowth. It took down a capybara with a single, precise strike, showcasing the ruthless efficiency of Earth's predators. The scientists noted the jaguar's musculature and speed, marveling at its adaptation to such a challenging environment. Yet, as dangerous as the animals were, they paled in comparison to what the crew would soon discover about the humans. As the days passed, the crew's understanding of Earth deepened, but so too did their sense of unease. The planet's ecosystem was a delicate balance of life and death, with every creature seemingly locked in a constant struggle for survival. The crew had expected to find a world of chaos and danger, but what they found was an intricate web of life, where even the smallest organisms played a role in maintaining the planet's balance. But it was the humans who intrigued the crew the most. Initial observations had painted them as a relatively primitive species, living in scattered settlements and relying on basic technology. However, as the crew's surveillance expanded, they began to see a different picture. The humans were not just surviving in this deadly world, they were thriving. Commander Xylar and his team observed human settlements from a distance, using advanced optics and stealth drones to avoid detection. They watched as humans cultivated crops, raised livestock, and built cities that stretched toward the sky. These cities were marvels of engineering, constructed to withstand natural disasters that would have obliterated other species. The humans had tamed rivers, harnessed the power of the wind and sun, and even learned to predict and mitigate the planet's many hazards. But what truly shocked the crew was the human capacity for war. Through intercepted broadcasts and data streams, they learned about Earth's history, a history filled with conflict and bloodshed. The humans had fought countless wars, both against each other and against the planet itself. They had developed weapons of mass destruction, capable of leveling entire cities, and strategies that turned the planet's dangers to their advantage. One particularly chilling moment came when the crew intercepted a documentary detailing the development and use of nuclear weapons. The sheer destructive power of these devices left the crew speechless. They watched in horror as the documentary showed footage of mushroom clouds rising into the sky, cities reduced to rubble, and the aftermath of radiation poisoning. But what was even more terrifying was how the humans had rebuilt after each catastrophe, learning from their mistakes and growing stronger. The crew began to realize that the humans were not victims of their environment. They were its masters. They had evolved not just to survive on this death world, but to dominate it. The humans had adapted to every threat Earth threw at them, and in doing so, they had become the most dangerous species on the planet. Commander Xylar knew that they had uncovered something far more significant than they had anticipated. The humans were not just another species struggling to survive in a hostile world. They were a force to be reckoned with, capable of overcoming any obstacle. And if they ever turned their attention to the stars, the consequences could be catastrophic for the rest of the galaxy. The crew's discovery of humanity's true nature left them with a dilemma. They had come to Earth to study and observe, but what they had found could not be ignored. Commander Xylar knew that they needed to report their findings to the GUCW, but there was a growing sense of unease among the crew. The more they learned about humans, the more they realized how little they truly understood. One day, a scientist named Dr. Varen decided to conduct a solo expedition deeper into the rainforest, driven by his curiosity about Earth's wildlife. He was an expert in xenobiology and had been fascinated by the intricate relationships between the planet's species. He ventured out alone, confident in his abilities and the technology at his disposal. When Dr. Varen failed to report back at the designated time, Commander Xylar grew concerned. A search party was quickly organized, and they set out to find him. What they discovered was a scene of chaos. Dr. Varen's equipment was scattered, and his research notes were torn to shreds. There were signs of a struggle, bloodstains on the ground, and deep claw marks on the surrounding trees. But of Dr. Varen himself, there was no trace. The crew returned to the base with heavy hearts, the loss of their colleague a stark reminder of the dangers they faced on this world. But there was no time to mourn. As they prepared to leave Earth, the unexpected happened. Without warning, the perimeter alarms blared, indicating a breach. The crew rushed to their posts, expecting an attack from one of Earth's many predators. But what they found instead was far more alarming. A group of human soldiers had infiltrated their base. These were not the primitive warriors they had expected. The humans were equipped with advanced camouflage, tactical gear, and weapons that rivaled the crew's own technology. The humans had discovered the alien presence and had decided to make contact on their own terms. Commander Xylar immediately attempted to open a dialogue, broadcasting a message in the humans' language, expressing their peaceful intentions and their desire to leave without further conflict. But the humans were not interested in diplomacy. They demanded the aliens surrender their technology and explain their purpose on Earth. The situation quickly escalated. The humans demonstrated a level of combat prowess that stunned the crew. They moved with precision, using the terrain to their advantage and employing tactics that the crew had never encountered before. Despite the crew's superior numbers and advanced technology, they were outmatched by the humans' cunning and ruthlessness. Realizing that they were no match for these warriors, Commander Xylar ordered an immediate retreat. The surviving crew members scrambled back to the Elysium, barely escaping as the humans launched a coordinated assault on their position. The ship's shields flickered under the barrage of human weaponry, but they managed to break free and ascend back into orbit. As the Elysium left Earth's atmosphere, Xylar knew that the situation had changed. Earth was no longer just a death world. It was a fortress, and the humans were its defenders. The GUCW needed to be informed, and a plan had to be devised to contain the threat that humanity posed. For if the humans ever escaped their world and took to the stars, they would bring with them the deadly lessons they had learned on their unforgiving planet. The return of the Elysium to GUCW headquarters sparked a wave of panic and debate among the galaxy's most powerful leaders. Commander Xylar's report was classified at the highest level, shared only with the council members of the GUCW. The implications of the crew's findings were staggering. Earth, long considered a dangerous backwater, was home to a species that had mastered survival in one of the galaxy's most lethal environments. Worse, these humans had the potential to become a significant threat if they ever ventured beyond their planet. The Council, composed of representatives from the most advanced civilizations in the galaxy, was divided on how to respond. Some argued for immediate action to neutralize the threat before it could grow. They proposed a preemptive strike to eliminate humanity before they could develop spacefaring capabilities. Others, however, cautioned against such a move, warning that it could provoke a conflict that would be devastating for all involved. The humans, they pointed out, had proven their resilience time and time again. Attempting to wipe them out could lead to unforeseen consequences. In the end, the Council decided on a middle path. Earth would be placed under strict quarantine. A network of stealth satellites would be deployed around the planet, monitoring all human activity and preventing any attempts to leave. The GUCW would maintain a watchful eye on Earth, prepared to intervene if necessary, but they would not take direct action unless the humans posed an immediate threat. As the Elysium crew disbanded, each member returned to their respective worlds with the knowledge that they had witnessed something extraordinary. Commander Xylar, in particular, was haunted by the encounter. He knew that the humans were unlike any species the galaxy had ever seen. They were not just survivors, they were conquerors in the making. Xylar believed that it was only a matter of time before humanity broke free of their planetary confines and challenged the galaxy's status quo. For years, Earth remained under surveillance, its people unaware of the invisible prison that surrounded their world. The quarantine was effective, and humanity continued to develop, blissfully ignorant of the galaxy that watched them with growing dread. But as time passed, the humans began to notice the strange anomalies in their skies. Satellites mysteriously disappeared, and unexplained signals were intercepted by Earth's most powerful observatories. Conspiracy theories flourished, and whispers of extraterrestrial monitoring spread among the population, yet the truth remained hidden, until one day, a new kind of leader emerged among the humans. This leader, a brilliant scientist and strategist, began to unravel the mystery of the unseen forces around Earth. Through relentless research and a series of daring missions, they uncovered the existence of the GUCW's quarantine. This revelation sparked a revolution in human thought and technology. The humans united under a single purpose: to break free from their planetary prison and explore the stars. The day finally came when the humans launched their first successful attempt to breach the quarantine. Using technology reverse-engineered from the anomalies they had studied, they developed a fleet of ships capable of slipping past the GUCW's defenses. The galaxy watched in stunned silence as humanity made its debut on the interstellar stage, ready to face whatever awaited them beyond their Deathworld. The GUCW prepared for the inevitable confrontation, but deep down they knew that the humans would not be easily contained. Earth had forged them in fire, and now they were coming to claim their place among the stars. The galaxy would never be the same again.